What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Puck Baseball 21 with our Detroit Tigers. So, as you can see here, we are right at the end of the year, at the end of the World Series, and the Dodgers, the team that won 126 games in the regular season, they won the World Series in a very close series, went to 7 games with the Yankees, who also were pretty good in their own right, but it's kind of interesting to see the Dodgers win the World Series because, of course, recently a lot of teams with the best record or a record that was kind of a good bit above everyone else. Teams like the 2018 Red Sox, like those teams who won well over 100 games, have won the World Series in recent memory, but like the early 2000 Mariners who had the previous record, I believe, of most wins in the year, they didn't win the World Series. So it's kind of interesting to see a team with the best record team breaking the record for most wins this season win the World Series. So with that said, the offseason's starting, and let's take a look at our team. So our manager goals, he wanted us to, pretty sure he just wanted us to completely not suck this year, and he said it's disappointing what our record, but I mean, honestly, who really cares? It's our first year of the series, and pretty much had to deal with what we had, so can't really do much about that. Wanted us to upgrade at first base. I guess he's talking about us bringing Vargas to the major league team. So I guess that's whatever. Is okay with that. He wanted us to acquire a nationally popular player, but whatever. We weren't gonna definitely acquire anybody, and so he wants us to make the playoffs in a few seasons. A goal for this year: play close to 500 ball, acquire a popular player, have a total balance of 17 mil, and just keep building our team up, which is what we are definitely going to do. And this is our budget. And so it looks like we are retiring Miguel Cabrera's jersey, which means that he is done. So Miguel Cabrera, future Hall of Famer. Surely a future Hall of Famer, he has decided to retire, which is kind of good for us because, of course, we do not want to pay his contract over the long term in this game. But, of course, he's worth 76.5 wins over the course of his career. Just take a look at some of his Hall of Fame metrics here. Jaws almost at 62, black ink almost double the average Hall of Famer. This guy's a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. He is way above in any Hall of Fame metric, of course. 482 career home runs, 2,900 hits. Didn't quite get to 3,000 if he played another season. He very well could have made it if he got the same at bats and picked up the 100 hits that he picked up this season. That would have carried him over, but he decides to call quits after this year. So, of course, we appreciate what he has done in Detroit, and although it's very sad to see him go, I'm excited to see what we can do with the money that he's freed up and what we can do in the future going forward without him. Of course, here we have also 2 of our staff members retiring, our bench coach Lloyd McClendon and our pitching coach Rick Anderson. So those guys are also gone. Looks like lots of changes here, and I just see the top 100 prospect list published, and Jordan Walker, you can see, guy who we picked with our first overall pick in the draft this past year, and he's at number 10. So that is very good to see. And his portion of the season that he played in rookie ball with us, of course, not fantastic, but this is his first time getting in professional baseball. 368 OBP, love to see that. Definitely numbers that you could build on. Let's just take a quick look at our overall system, where we are, I don't see, we're still 4th. So yeah, Mize, Manning, Green, and it's really a newcomer, Nick Green, 25-year-old starter, it looks like. He spent this year in Double-A. He spent the past 2 seasons in Double-A. It looks like even before that he was in Double-A with the Trenton Thunder, it looks like. Numbers weren't anything special. His ratings aren't that special, so I'm kind of surprised to see that, but I guess it is good to see. Scroll back up to the top here and take care of everything that we need to take care of. It looks like nothing really else. First, let's just go ahead and look at our personnel. this is something I usually kind of forget to do a lot. I know that I need to fill some personnel vacancies, and I just literally always forget until like after all the awards are gone. And I feel like probably a lot of guys sign contracts in that time, so hopefully we can get some good guys here. And see, Rookie there, he's a power pitcher guy. That would help a lot of our guys, especially our young guys, and Abbott will only help a lot of our guys there. Let's see. Honestly, I think we might go with Adair here. He also has average development with pitchers, so we're definitely going to go with him. And then we're going to have to find a new bench coach also, who I don't really care about. We, of course, want actually, let's sort by good relationships with our guys. We also want a guy who can help develop our team. Also looking, of course, for kind of a sabermetric management style, though I'm not too concerned with that, since he would be a bench coach with us. Christian Finley. Ratings look pretty good to me. Aggressive base runner, which I like. Favors OBP over average a little bit. I definitely like guys who are quick, have a quick pitching hook. Likes to shift, doesn't really bunt. Check up on their relationships real quick. Not much in that department, but I think we're gonna go ahead and offer him. Doesn't have much experience coaching, but I'm fine. That I like his rating, so I hope like he could grow and turn into something. Okay, now looking up the guys that we're gonna re-up with. Fulmer wants $6 million. I don't know if I'm exactly comfortable with that, but I think we might just roll with it, honestly, because I don't want to non-tender him and then not end up bringing him back. I'm fine with a lot of this Buck Farmer. We're gonna let go. He was pretty garbage for us, and don't feel like paying him over $1 million. Jimenez, that's fine. Goodrum we'll bring back, I suppose. Candelario, $3 million's fine. Jacoby Jones, I guess we'll keep him around as a defensive outfielder kind of guy, although you'll probably get some ABs. Cameron Maben, okay, yeah, he's probably mad because he got booted from the starting lineup when we caught up Derek Hill at the end of the year. Nova, I mean, there's no real reason to bring him back at all. Yeah. Blake Wood, I mean, there's not really any reason to bring him back in. He's somehow angry with us, doesn't want to talk. So I think we will, well, first let's clear our inbox. Oh, delete all. And then we'll go forward a little bit here and start simming through the offseason, get into some of the awards. Of course, we can only go week by week since we are in challenge mode, which I honestly kind of find a little annoying, because usually I just like kind of simming like a long date ahead or whatever, and then just let whatever event happens break it up. You can see a Rookie Dare there. He signed with us, which is good to see. Definitely like that he works well with power pitchers like Mize and Scaball. Finley agrees with us as our bench coach. I doubt we'll really have anyone winning really any awards. Aaron Judge wins a Gold Glove, which is kind of interesting, though he is pretty good in the field in real life. Just interesting to see a guy. And Adrianza wins one. I'm surprised that he got enough appearances to qualify. Of course, he's not very good at the plate. Jake Diekman wins. Jimenez, oh yeah, this actually, I'm surprised that Jimenez wasn't higher up for a reliever of the year. Of course, yeah, had that 1.6 ERA, which I'm sure that I don't know exactly how the voting consideration is in this, but I know especially in like real life, wins and ERA still have a lot of to do with pitching awards, which of course is kind of annoying, but I mean, it's whatever. Can't really do anything about that. The Bellinger MVP for NL. Trout, of course, is the MVP in the American League. Big shocker there. Okay, AL Cy Young, Lance McCullers Jr. Matt Manning received 6 votes, so that's a little interesting there. Just a little fun to see, of course. Dusty Baker wins American League Manager of the Year. Luis Robert winning Rookie of the Year. Matt Manning not winning Rookie of the Year. It's kind of surprising to me. Would have loved to, of course, see him come away with that. Robert is the unanimous winner. I guess he did do well. 38 homers. Hard to play with that. And the Silver Sluggers, or Platinum Stick, whatever it's called, in this game, no one from our team. Of course, not very surprising at all. So let's go to free agency filings, and we'll get right into that. I wouldn't really expect to do much this year in free agency, especially because we're really not looking to win, and I really also don't want to spend any money because we just got some money available, and I definitely want to wait to see if we can save a bunch of money so we can build up our budget, so when we are ready to contend, we can sign a bunch of guys. Team Manager's there, interesting. He gets 4.5 after we offered him almost 4. Everything else looks pretty good though. So let's head into free agency filings here and see who's becoming available. So international guys are available. This is pretty important to me because I definitely don't want to give up compensation for a guy in free agency because we definitely need pretty much all of the draft picks that we could get. I was kind of interested in this guy, but he's already with the Blue Jays on a minor league contract, which I kind of find weird because, yeah, this happens, I feel like, a little too much. It's just weird because, like, these guys will appear in the international, like, signing field, but then they'll already be on, like, minor league deals with, like, teams in this game, which I find is pretty weird because it happens pretty frequently, and or at least just enough to maybe irk me a little bit, but it's whatever. This Alvarez guy was pretty good. Let's actually go to a roster because our rotation is pretty set. I mean, we have these 5, and we, of course, who have Scaball, who we definitely want to develop into a starter and let him get innings. So I think we're going to have to pass on this Alvarez guy, which is kind of sad because he definitely doesn't really want much. No, I think we might just see if he would take, if we could get him for $5 million a year for a bunch of years here. I would definitely be interested in that because if we could get him for like $6 million a year, yeah, he doesn't want 6. Maybe if we do. The highest I would go 6.5 if he wants. Okay, so he's interested in 6.5. We'll see if that gets us into a bidding war. But okay, quick look at our roster to see if there's anything. Yeah, I know so we're really weak at catcher. I mean, I really don't see any of these guys being with us long term, and we don't really have any guys who are going to be coming up in the next year. So honestly, we might not do much, and we don't really want to shake our infield around because we definitely want Paredes to get a lot of at bats. I wouldn't mind getting a veteran infield guy, and we're probably gonna need another. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with a veteran infield guy and a veteran outfielder. Yeah, because I definitely don't want Goodrum playing second base every day for us. So we're definitely going to go probably after some guys who aren't going to make much that are veteran guys. Let's just sort by all first. Remuto hits in free agency, which is kind of interesting to me as a Philly guy who, of course, really wants them to extend him, which I really hope happens. But it's kind of interesting to see him in free agency and kind of that note. Crone is here. Honestly, he might be an interesting guy to kind of bring back because, of course, he's really good with us. Time he played with us, and of course, we have Vargas and no more Cabrera, but Paredes is probably going to slot in the DH, but I don't know how I feel about that because I honestly might develop him as a second baseman kind of because he He doesn't really have great infield ratings. He has a decent arm, but I mean, Candelario is way better than him. Well, not way better, but he is better than him at third. So if we keep him or let him hang around for a while, there's really no sense in letting Paredes get a lot of third, and I'm definitely not playing him at short. So, yeah, he'll probably DH and play some second for us this coming year, sort by infielders again. Because I definitely don't want to give a lot of money to a guy who we're not going to play a lot. Jose Iglesias, he can make a return to Detroit maybe, although he can only play short, I know. And we might as well just let Castro play it out and see if he could be anything for us. Dozier might be interesting. He is, of course, decent power ratings, and he's, of course, also not really that good in the field, but he doesn't really want any money. Same with Cozart, Beckham. Frazier, maybe. I'm not quite sure what we want to do here. We definitely don't want Turner. I think I actually am going to offer to Dozier. He only wants $3 million. We have about $40 million to work with. Definitely not going to spend close to that. Maybe if we get at him to more like a 2.8, that'd be nice. Okay, he's fine with that. Cozart, I'd maybe be interested in bringing. He can play a little bit. Of course, he also only wants 1.4. We'll give him offer him fully guaranteed for 1.2 and see if how he feels about that. He likes that. And now veteran outfielder, maybe looking at. Definitely don't want a guy like Braun and Bruce who can barely play the outfield. Definitely want a guy who can probably play all three outfield positions. Dylan Cousins, he actually could be interesting. I kind of am a little interested in buying low on some guys like this and just seeing if they develop into a good player for us. So I'm gonna offer him. Also, of course, I mentioned earlier that I was into the Phillies, which he is, of course, pretty well-known failed prospect for them. We could bring in Brock Holt, the pretty much ultimate utility guy, of course. Billy Hamilton, Robbie Grossman. Yeah, it annoys me that Hamilton can only play like the guys who pretty much played the same position their entire career. And there's no sense. I mean, as much as I would like to bring in Grossman, there's no sense in bringing a guy who can't really play center. Barisnik. If he can hit lefty, yeah, no, he can hit lefties. I think we're gonna bring him in as a guy who can hit lefties off the bench. And of course, a veteran guy, we could move him if a team needs a good defensive outfielder for that. And I actually think we're gonna probably break this into a 2-part off-season video. So I think this is probably going to do it, and I'll probably cut it here for the sake of these videos not being too long, because I really don't want to make them over 20 minutes, so I keep them short, kind of interesting for everyone. So I'm going to cut out here. So I'm just going to say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in part 2 of this episode, which will definitely be coming very soon. So thank you guys for watching, and see you next episode.